Hello, Miss Letty. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you for clicking this channel. So, by the way, I got Miss Letty is here because it's been donkey years now. We haven't got any chance to speak. But anyway, I got a few questions to ask before we go any further. Miss Letty, could you please just introduce a little bit about yourself, please?
Right, okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, Annie. You were right. We haven't talked for donkey's years because we've had so much going on in our lives. And who am I? Well, my name is Leticia. I am from the UK, precisely Liverpool, which is in the northwest of England, and I am an ESL teacher here in Spain.
Thank you, Miss Letty. All right. Let's get to the gist for the first question for today. The question would be, what is the best age to learn a new language?
Right. This is only my personal opinion. Everyone can have their own ideas. So, if I was talking about a child, I would think about 4 years old is a good age to start learning a new language. You can learn from the word go, from when you are a baby. But if we're talking about classes or going to a nursery or something, I think 4 years is good. And I like students who are 6 years old. They are fantastic. They are like little sponges. They're full of charm and motivation. So that depends on the parents. But as soon as you can, I would advise you to start learning another language.
Yeah, perfect. I think they as early as possible, I think it's gonna be better, right? Because it is a new language. That means they have their own mother tongue already, and learn a new language would be a bit kind of perfect when we start at 4 because they already understand their native or their tongue already, right? So I do agree with you. 4 years is way better, I think. But again, it is kind of our personal point of view in this case. Well, let's move on to the next one. What is the right order in learning a language? Or maybe like speaking or listening? What is the right
Well,
order?
it's very personal, this, isn't it? Very personal. But again, I will give my opinion, and you can either agree or not. I am not a fan of grammar. I will say that to begin with. And I think you should learn your second language as though it is your first language, your mother tongue. So, for example, when you were a child, how did you learn your language? Because the people around you spoke it, you could understand it because of the context. So, I'm a firm believer in that. So, how can we do that? By lots of listening. If you are older, reading, and then when you've done listening and reading, then maybe you can start to produce. But don't forget about producing the language. Even if you're shy, you should try and find the right place where you feel comfortable to practice your spoken English. I didn't say at the beginning, but I think it's very important to ask yourself the question why you are learning the new language. What is your aim, your objective? Mine has always been to communicate with other people. So that is why I am saying what I think in this order. If you wanted to be a professional in some other area, maybe you would focus it a different way. But in general, if it's for communication, I would do it that way. Listening, reading, immerse yourself in the language any way you can. Oh, and not last but least, is your time dedicated to the language. I'm a firm believer 30 minutes is minimum that you should do every day. Like every day you wash your face and you do your hair. Well, the same with English. I believe in that 30 minutes minimum every day. 1 hour would be perfect.
Is that what you did when you at the very beginning when you learning Spanish?
Spanish I learned by chance, and I was immersed in Spanish because I lived in the country. I never went to class. I just heard it every day, either on the television, the radio, people, and I started to pick it up slowly but surely. So I
Ah,
never did grammar. You can imagine, I sat watching the TV without understanding a word, but because of the context of what I was looking at, I could pick up a few words, and that's how I progressed.
wow, I think we are in the same page in this case because I have been started learning English from listening at the very first start, listening and then writing and then reading. I listen from English song at that very moment. And it is necessary to move abroad when it comes to learn a particular language. To maybe, do you think that it's needed to go to that
I don't
next
think so.
language?
Not nowadays. Nowadays, you have so much technology at your fingertips. I don't think it's that necessary. You need to find a safe place to practice. Depending on your conditions, you will have to do it. For example, you could find a group online where you feel comfortable to have conversations. Or if you live in a touristic place, maybe you could talk to the tourists or people visit where you live. And then there are techniques on the internet where they show you how you can talk to yourself. I've never done that, but there are techniques where you can have a little conversation yourself. I do something which is I have conversations in my head. So maybe I'm walking down the street here where I live in Spain, and I could think, oh, I wonder how to say that in Spanish or in English. I wonder how to express myself about something that happens to me daily, or someone said something to me. So you need to take part and try to learn and not be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes aren't a problem at all. You are the problem if you're not taking part and you don't overcome your shyness.
Yes, I think we don't have, it's not necessary to go abroad to just learning that language. The thing is that how much we exposure ourselves to the language. I think this is the most important thing. By the way, I'm going to ask you the last question. When it comes to learn a new language, what is are there any like misconception when it come to learn a new language?
I don't know if I understand you correctly, but I'm going to say something. I hope this may answer your question. I don't like it when it says online, learn English in 3 months. Maybe this is a misconception. Maybe, no? I think that's impossible personally. I really do. I mean, there are people who I have taught English in a year and they got to a really high level, but they were very good students. They dedicated their lives to learning because they were students or they were unemployed or some part of their life they had free time. So they dedicated hours and hours every day. But when I hear learn English in 3 months, become fluent or whatever like that. I just don't believe it at all. I really don't. I don't think the average person can do that. I tell you something, I am still learning Spanish after 40 years. There's always something new to learn. So that could be a misconception. Excuse me. Another one, you don't need to sound like a native. Could that be a misconception? As long as you speak slowly and clearly and the listener can understand you, I think that is enough. So you don't need to sound British or American. You can have your own personality, but if you're talking on the internet, go slower maybe because your voice or the connection isn't so clear. Think of the listener. I have a habit now of speaking very slowly. People laugh at me because I speak so slow, but I am thinking of the person on the other side and I want them to understand me. So I think there are two misconceptions. You must sound like a native. You can learn the language in 3 months. And I don't know if you know of another one that maybe I have forgotten.
Yeah, I would like to add about when come to the misconception is that when people think that learning, I'm too old to learn a new language. I think this is a myth because we can learn from any age as long as you get strong desire to learn anything you would like in life.
Well, that could be the case. For example, I could take 3 months to learn something, and you could take 1 month to learn something. But we are both able to learn it, just that one takes a little longer than the other. I just thought of something as well. Don't think learning a language is easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, as you like to say. Everything needs its time, its work, and its effort. And a teacher cannot learn the language for you. So people think, oh, I go to class. Misconception, I think this could be. I go to class. So as I sit in the chair and I pay my money, I'm going to learn the language. No, you are there for motivation, guidance. But learning the language, that is your job as the student.
Wow, that's really brilliant piece of advice, I think. So, by the way, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Miss Letty, for your point of view about learning a language. So, everybody, thank you for watching. Hope this is useful, and hope this is help for everybody who wants to learn a language. So, don't be scared about your horrible pronunciation or grammar or whatever. Just throw caution to the winds when come to speak. So thank you everyone for watching. See you for the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.